Welcome to the second Rewriting Naruto movie. This is a compilation of parts 8 through 10 of my Rewriting Naruto series that covers the Kazekage Rescue mission and one other original arc. Subscribe to this channel, don't forget to do that to help me out making more of these rewrites. Like this video too if you enjoy the series, and let's get going. We finally begin Naruto Shippuden. First of all, let's get something out of the way. The prologue in the anime in the very first episode of Naruto Shippuden is bad. If I was rewriting the anime, I would remove that entirely because it ruins the surprise of seeing Sasuke for the first time when it's actually supposed to happen. Let's get to the story now. Naruto arrives back at the Leaf Village with Jiraiya, and he does the same thing here as he did in the original, standing on that tall post looking over the village. Before he meets Kakashi, however, he goes down and walks some more with Jiraiya along the village streets. Naruto sees villagers and they're all looking at them when he passes by. They also whisper things and Naruto hears it. Oh no, the demon is back. I thought he would never come back. What? The QB is here again? Son, come on, let's get out of here. You shouldn't stay here. This cements to the audience that Naruto is still an outcast and despised by the village. Naruto is sad, naturally, when he hears all those things, but he is much less affected than he would have been in the past. Jiraiya says, "Remember, Naruto, you'll prove them wrong through your deeds. You have become quite a shinobi." Naruto says, "Yeah, they'll see who I really am. Believe it." Jiraiya smiles. At this point, they encounter Kakashi, and the conversation with him goes largely the same. Naruto then meets back with Sakura, and their interaction here will change. First, there will be no romantic feelings between the two. Naruto just got over Sakura before the time skip. However, Sakura being Sakura will still ask Naruto if she looks more like a woman now, as she really wants some affirmation and Naruto is someone she respects after the Sasuke retrieval arc. Naruto looks at her, concentrated, pondering. We then get a flashback. Naruto is training with Jiraiya. He is very tired and roughed up from training all day long. Jiraiya says, "Naruto, good work for today. We can rest now." Naruto says, panting, No way, Pervy Sage. I can still train more." Jiraiya says, "Idiot. Resting is also important for a shinobi." Naruto is a little annoyed at that, but says, "Sure, I suppose." Jiraiya laughs and says, "Oh, come on, Naruto, you're making good progress. Resting will do you good." Naruto says, "Yeah, but there are things more important than resting." Jiraiya says, "Of course there are. But tell me, Naruto, what do you think is the most important thing for a shinobi?" Naruto thinks and says, "Learning a super powerful jutsu." Idiot. Of course, that's not the most important thing. Well then, maybe having the guts never to give up? Aha! Now you're onto something. But there is something else. Something I would say is equally important, if not more. Naruto's eyes open wide in attention. "Tell me, Pervy Sage. I wanna know." Jiraiya laughs and says, "Well, I think it's about time for you to learn that anyway." Naruto says, "Come on, tell me now." "Very well, listen closely." Naruto's attention is 120% focused on Jiraiya. The most important thing for a shinobi is his woman. What? Are you freaking kidding me? You really are a pervy sage. Jiraiya gets a little embarrassed. "No, Naruto, I'm serious. A shinobi's woman is a shinobi's strength." Jiraiya starts making his characteristic elaborate moves to emphasize his point. A shinobi's woman will dictate how powerful that shinobi will become and take care of him forever whenever he's wounded from battle and other things as well. One could say the woman is the soul of a shinobi. Naruto is confused. "What about kunoichis?" "Don't get sidetracked, Naruto." Naruto says, "You say all that, but you've always been single your entire life, and you're over 50. Jiraiya's face drops. "As a matter of fact, the only women that you've been with were only with you because you paid them." Jiraiya's face drops further. "And I've noticed a pattern, really. All those ladies you've paid have a striking resemblance with Granny Tsunade." Jiraiya's face becomes completely uncanny. "How couldn't you get over her after 40 years? "Shut up, Naruto!" Jiraiya screams so loud that Naruto gets a little scared of him. "Sorry, I didn't mean to push your buttons, Pervy Sage." Jiraiya sighs. "Regardless, a shinobi's woman is his soul. But there is another detail. The most important thing for a woman to have. The thing you must always look for in a woman, Naruto." Naruto gets intrigued again. Maybe Pervy Sage is onto something. Jiraiya smiles and says, "The most important thing for a woman to have are large boobs." What? We cut back to the present with Naruto analyzing Sakura's new appearance. He looks at Sakura's chest, noticing it's rather flat. Sakura looks embarrassed, but eager for Naruto's response. Naruto finally says, "How can I put it, Sakura? You look disappointing." Sakura's face becomes mega ultra uncanny. Jiraiya, who is watching the exchange between the two, facepalms and thinks, "What is he thinking? Never be that straightforward like that, Naruto, not if you don't want to die." After that, there will be another change. Konohamaru doesn't exist. It's Iruka who shows up. Iruka will ask Naruto about his training, and Naruto will tell him that he has learned an amazing new ability. Sakura will be all impressed by Naruto's growth, and Naruto will say, "Iruka-sensei, check it out." Naruto will then use his improved sexy jutsu, and Sakura will punch him, and the scene will happen largely the same way it did in the original. The bell test will go about the same way. The actual fight between Naruto and Sakura versus Kakashi was actually skipped over in the manga, so I don't see a problem in making the manga version here like the anime version when we see the fight, but the result is the same. They get the bells, and that's what matters. The next addition I'm making will happen after Naruto encounters Shikamaru and Temari when he was with Sakura. That scene goes exactly the same way. After that though, before Naruto goes to Ichiraku to have ramen with Iruka, Naruto and Sakura will be just walking on the street talking about their training over the last 2.5 years. They then hear a voice coming directly from behind them saying, "Naruto?" Naruto and Sakura get a jump scare as they turn around and see Hinata. Naruto says, "Hinata? What? I didn't notice you there. Hi." Sakura, still a little spooked, thinks, "I didn't notice her at all. Why would she sneak up on us?" Hinata is blushing, looking to the side. Naruto, after the initial jump scare, is warm and friendly towards Hinata. He says, "So Hinata, how have you been?" Hinata says, "I've been good. It's good to see you again, Naruto." Hinata blushes even more. "Welcome back to the village." Hinata grabs Naruto's hand and says, "It's really good to see you again." Sakura looks at Hinata holding Naruto's hand and then looks at her blushing face. She sees something just beyond her shyness. She sees a fervent willingness to cherish and protect Naruto on Hinata's eyes. Sakura then thinks, "I never realized you had a crush on Naruto, Hinata. I guess that's why she snuck up on us." Naruto, a little embarrassed, looks at his hand that's being held by Hinata and says, "Thanks, Hinata." He then thinks, "Man, Hinata sure is nice, and she looks really cute now." Hinata then realizes she grabbed Naruto's hand. It seems like she did not do that consciously. She quickly lets go of it, getting even more embarrassed and shy. Sakura looks at that scene and smiles, thinking, they actually look cute together. There's one thing I have to mention about Hinata. I am changing her outfit for the rewrite. She will have the last outfit during Shippuden already, which means she is quite a bit more sexy. Naruto, seeing that outfit, suddenly has a memory flash. He sees Jiraiya in his mind's eye telling him, "The most important thing for a woman to have are large boobs." Naruto looks at Hinata's chest. His eyes open wide and he starts to blush, quickly averting his gaze. We see both Naruto and Hinata getting very flustered and self-conscious. Funnily enough, Naruto starts to act like Hinata acts around him. Naruto thinks, "Pervy sage, I think I finally understand. I feel like something has awakened in me." Naruto, still averting his gaze, says, "So, Hinata, going on a lot of missions lately?" Hinata says, still embarrassed, "I haven't gone on a mission for about 2 years now." Naruto is surprised at that. "But why?" Hinata says, "You see, I'm the next in line to become the leader of the Hyuga clan, so I have to take care of my responsibilities related to that. I haven't had time to go on missions anymore." Naruto gets angry, as that reminds him of his encounter with Hiyashi, Hinata's father, a long time ago. "Your dad's being troublesome again?" Hinata says, "No, I'm doing this because I actually really want to, Naruto." Naruto takes another peek at Hinata's chest. His nose starts to bleed. Hinata realizes that and gets even more embarrassed. She says, "I have to get going now," and she jumps away, leaving Naruto and Sakura behind. Sakura looks at Naruto with a naughty expression and says, "So, Naruto, what did you think about Hinata?" Naruto looks at her and says, "She was very nice as always," trying to cover up his embarrassment. Sakura says, I've never seen you blushing so much before, Naruto. Did something happen? Naruto says, no, nothing. Sakura says, oh, give me a break. It's kind of obvious that you have a crush on her. Naruto screams, ah, Sakura, I gotta go to Ichiraku. See you later. Naruto jumps away as well, leaving Sakura behind, arriving on Ichiraku to have ramen with Iruka. Now onto the Kazekage Rescue Arc. A lot of people dislike this arc, but most of these people have only seen the anime, so yes, this arc is very slow paced in the anime, and that's just because they shove so much filler in it. In the manga, however, this arc has a very quick pace, and there are practically no issues with it. Having said that, there are things I will change and add to this arc. The first edition happens when Team Kakashi is fighting Itachi's body double. The fight will be exactly the same, but there will be something else. We get a quick panel during the battle of someone who's watching them battling in the forest nearby. The figure is hiding in the bushes, wearing a heavy dark overcoat with a hood that covers the entire body. The figure's face is completely obscured by an Oni mask, which is essentially a Japanese demon. The mask wraps around the entire head, depicting intimidating fangs and horns. The mask does not have an opening for the user's eyes. It seems like eyesight is completely blocked by it. The figure watches Team Kakashi battling Itachi without saying anything. Another addition is that after the Akatsuki seals Gaara, the leader will ask Itachi, will your jutsu delay them? Itachi will reply, yes. Meaning that the 5 seal barrier Konoha has to break before entering the Akatsuki cave will be an Itachi jutsu. Before Konoha enters the cave, Deidara will also resupply his clay, as he practically ran out of it after fighting Gaara. Though the resupply he gets in the cave is by no means a lot of clay. It was just something he had for reserve lying around. As Team Guy and Team Kakashi reunite in front of the cave and plan on how to get rid of the seal, we see that the Oni mask figure is watching them from afar. When Neji uses his Byakugan to scout where the sealing tags are located, we see that the figure uses hand signs casting a jutsu. Even though the Oni masked figure was relatively close to Neji when he used the Byakugan does not see the figure at all. It seems like this figure with the Oni mask has exceptional concealment jutsus and was prepared to counter something like the Byakugan. Things develop the same way. Team Kakashi enters the cave, Deidara and Sasori have the same conversation on top of Gaara's corpse. However, when Naruto summons that large shuriken and tosses it towards them, he'll show a jutsu he's learned over the time skip. As he tosses that large shuriken pissed off after seeing Gaara dead, being treated really poorly, he weaves hand signs saying, Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu! The massive shuriken turns into over a dozen that are all shot towards Sasori and Deidara. Sasori parries all of them with his tail without looking at Naruto. This is a very minor change, but it shows that Naruto has learned more jutsus with Jiraiya, and this jutsu will be useful later as well. Things will then happen largely the same way. Naruto and Kakashi have a scuffle with Deidara and then give chase. Team Guy is fighting their doppelgangers, and Sakura and Chiyo are fighting Sasori. As the Sasori fight unfolds, it will go about the same way. However, when Sakura uses that paper bomb to escape Sasori's poisonous cloud, she will yell at Sasori like in the original, telling him that she'll beat him no matter what, and then she does something different. Weaving hand signs, she casts a jutsu. Ninja art, drowning paralysis, targeting Sasori with a genjutsu. To her surprise, the genjutsu doesn't take effect at all. Sakura remarks on how weird that is. It wasn't as though Sasori blocked or broke out of the genjutsu. It was as though the genjutsu didn't find a target whatsoever. She inquires about it with Chiyo, and Chiyo says that she has some suspicions as to why the genjutsu didn't work. She then tells Sakura she shouldn't try genjutsu for now. This scene serves to show that Sakura has actually incorporated genjutsu in her fighting style, and it foreshadows the fact that Sasori turned himself into a puppet. The fight resumes and continues like in the original. We cut to Naruto and Kakashi chasing Deidara. Kakashi will tell Naruto the same things he tells him in the original, how they have to use long-range jutsus or close in with Deidara because he's just flying above them way too far away from their melee reach. And as Deidara replenished some of his clay in the cave, he is able to offend Naruto and Kakashi with explosives. He creates birds, tossing them down. Naruto and Kakashi use shadow clones as decoys to avoid the explosions. So we mix that exposition Kakashi delivers with some action, which is good to make things a little less dragged out. Deidara then throws a swarm of a dozen small explosive birds. Naruto tosses a shuriken, weaves hand signs saying, "Shuriken, Shadow Clone Jutsu!" The shuriken turns into a dozen shurikens, which all intercept one of the explosive birds mid-air, detonating them before they impact Naruto or Kakashi. Naruto is angry but determined. His whiskers are more pronounced and his eyes are red with slits for pupils. The Kyuubi chakra is leaking. He will say, "Don't worry, Kakashi-sensei, I've learned a thing or two while I was away. That shuriken jutsu is a good trick, but it won't be enough." Naruto says, "That was not the only thing I learned, Kakashi-sensei. I have more tricks up my sleeve." Kakashi looks at Naruto's determined face. He says, "Very well, we will get Gaara back no matter what. I have a jutsu that will end this fight, but I'm not terribly used to it yet. It will take some time to charge. You'll have to buy me some." Naruto nods, creating 2 shadow clones. Chiyo and Sakura's fight keeps on going the same way as in the original. However, there will be another change. When Sakura punches and disassembles Sasori's puppet body, it happens the same way as it did in the original, but Sakura will realize that Sasori uses a living core at that point. The fight keeps going and Chiyo's 10 puppets clash with Sasori's 100 puppets. However, Sakura will do one additional thing during that clash, as she is punching around many puppets as well. Before she tosses Chiyo's sealing jutsu towards Sasori's original body, she will target Sasori with a genjutsu again, but this time she aims specifically at his living core. Weaving hand signs, she casts Ninja Art, Drowning Paralysis. This time the genjutsu procs, but it is broken almost immediately by Sasori. Sasori laughs at her and says, "Do you think a genjutsu this mediocre will work against me? It doesn't matter if you found out where to target me, it's simply too weak to do anything." The fight keeps going the same way as did in the original. Sakura takes the sword hit for Chiyo, but the very ending of the fight will be slightly different. Sasori goes for his final attack to finish Chiyo off, while Sakura is impaled by his sword. Sakura then weaves hand signs once again, powering through the poison in her system, and casts another genjutsu aiming at Sasori. Ninja Art, Inner Self Release. Sasori sees what seems a black and white shadow of Sakura erupting out of her body and grappling Sasori with such strength that paralyzes his moves completely, halting his motion that was about to kill Chiyo. Sasori is completely stopped. Sakura's inner self genjutsu astral projection that's just grappling Sasori screams, "Shanaro! I'll stop you no matter what!" Sasori says alarmed, "Genjutsu? But how can I break out of this immediately?" Sakura says, "The one before wasn't my strongest genjutsu." Chiyo then impales Sasori with the father and mother puppets, ending the battle. Chiyo heals Sakura using the life-transferring ninjutsu, and their exchange with the dying Sasori goes exactly the same. Slightly altering the ending of the fight shows the power of Sakura's new genjutsu. She uses her inner self avatar as a genjutsu that can grapple and paralyze or even punch and inflict psychological pain on the target. This makes Sakura very strong. It also gives her inner self persona more focus as well, which I've always liked about her character. In the original, the ending of the fight implies that Sasori let himself get hit, which I never liked, so this ending actually gives a full, complete victory to Sakura and Chiyo because they actually beat him without him giving up. Which I just think works better for Sakura overall as a character. We can see her evolution from being very useless to being very useful in defeating an Akatsuki member that's very powerful. We cut back to Naruto and Kakashi. The 2 shadow clones Naruto created form a Rasengan. Both clones then jump above the real Naruto, one holding the Rasengan, the other one weaving hand signs. The real Naruto weaves hand signs as well, saying, "Wind Style, Gale Palm!" The Wind Style jutsu shoots rapid air from Naruto's palms, propelling propelling both clones with extreme speed towards the flying Deidara. As Deidara sees that, he immediately tosses 6 small clay birds towards the flying clones. The clone who was weaving hand signs and flying towards Deidara tosses a shuriken at the birds, using another shuriken shadow clone jutsu to intercept the incoming birds that explode mid-air before they can hit the clones, and the explosion creates a smoke screen. The Naruto clone carrying the Rasengan crosses the smoke, aiming the Rasengan straight at the belly of Deidara's massive bird. At the last moment, Deidara veers left, executing an evasive maneuver, and the clone flies off target. As Naruto's clone passes by right next to Deidara's bird, it swipes its wing, dispelling the clone. Deidara thinks, I have to be careful, I'm running out of clay again. Kakashi thinks, Naruto, so you're a wind cell type, huh? Interesting. Naruto says, I guess only 2 clones weren't enough. How much longer, Kakashi-sensei? Almost there. Naruto creates more shadow clones, now producing 20 of them. The clones use wind-style gale palm systematically to launch themselves into the air towards Deidara, the original Naruto being the only one remaining on ground level. Deidara launches more explosive birds, trying to deter their advancement, but now several clones use the Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu to block and explode them mid-air once more. Deidara thinks, with only 1 arm and low chakra, I can't create faster explosives. That Shuriken Jutsu isn't even that good. Deidara says, you know what, Jinchuriki? You're kinda pissing me off! Naruto's 20 airborne clones pass through the smoke created by the birds that exploded, surrounding Deidara's massive bird from all sides. They all weave hand signs at the same time saying, wind style, wind bullets! A barrage of fast wind bullets pelts Deidara's bird as they are shot from all sides, coming out of the clones' mouths. Even though Deidara is hit by quite some of them, making him bleed, he counterattacks, launching explosive birds towards the clones. The birds hit the airborne clones, exploding and destroying them all around Deidara's massive bird. Deidara then says, well, how about a larger payload? Deidara uses the rest of his clay and creates a very large bird, tossing it towards Naruto and Kakashi on the ground. Naruto thinks, the shurikens can't stop something this big. He then weaves hand signs and says, wind style, wind dragon! The air in front of Naruto takes the shape of a large Japanese dragon that dashes towards the massive explosive bird. The dragon impacts the bird with immense force, biting it and detonating the bird. Naruto and Kakashi feel the explosion and the shockwave, but are not harmed by it, and they cross through the smoke left behind. Kakashi says, well done, Naruto, now it's my turn. Kakashi then reveals his Mangekyo and uses Kamui on Deidara. The scene then progresses the same way as it did in the original. The Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu was not the only jutsu Naruto learned over the time skip. He also learned a good amount of wind-style jutsus during that time. This makes Naruto's arsenal more diverse and his fights just more fun and interesting, simply because he has more options than just shadow clones and Rasengans. It shows that Naruto progressed further during the time skip than in the original, and this exchange with Deidara also shows off Naruto's strength. Even though Deidara was extremely nerfed during this fight, it was still a good bout. We cut to Team Guy after they just defeat their doppelgangers. It is revealed that they were all under the influence of a genjutsu that was cast on them when they removed the tag at the same time. None of them realized it was a genjutsu, not even Neji. The genjutsu was only dispelled after they defeated their doppelgangers, and this was Itachi's genjutsu. In hindsight, if you think about it, it makes no sense for the genjutsu to end, so Itachi definitely meant the genjutsu to be breakable. Making this doppelganger technique into a genjutsu instead of just a weird ninjutsu solves a huge problem. Why wouldn't they just use this jutsu again? It literally creates a copy of anyone as far as we can tell, and imagine casting this on Madara or Hashirama. You're just gonna have another Madara or Hashirama laying around. It just creates a lot of issues, so if it's a genjutsu, it just makes more sense, and it's cool because it's Itachi's, and we can also put some of Itachi's hidden intentions in it as well. Naruto and Kakashi's fight against Deidara happens largely the same way. However, there will be a difference when Naruto's Kyuubi chakra comes out and he forms the Two Tails mantle. We see now when that happens that the Oni mask figure has been watching their fight against Deidara from afar all along. As soon as the figure notices the Kyuubi chakra oozing out of Naruto and losing control, it dashes towards Naruto Naruto weaving hand signs. However, Kakashi is closer and gets to Naruto before the figure in the mask. The Oni mask figure then stops as it sees Kakashi arriving before him and retreats. But Kakashi doesn't notice the figure. Another change I'll make here is that Kakashi won't suppress the Nine Tails chakra with a paper Jiraiya gave it to them, but with a sealing jutsu that he himself produces by weaving hand signs and touching Naruto's forehead. You can see sealing glyphs just wrapping around Naruto and suppressing the QB chakra. It's a very difficult process that takes a lot of Kakashi's energy, especially after he used the Mangekyo, who really drains him out. After the chakra is suppressed, Kakashi thinks, if more chakra had come out, I wouldn't have been able to stop it. This shows another of Kakashi's 1000 copy jutsus, and I think it's a much cooler way of having Naruto's chakra suppressed than having Deus Ex paper given by Jiraiya at the last moment when we get the flashback showing what happened. So I just think this way is better. The rest of the arc remains the same. Chio resurrects Gaara, bring him back to life, and then dies. We're then introduced to Toby, Team Guy and Team Kakashi return to the Leaf Village. However, the very last scene of the arc will be completely changed. We cut to Danzo in the underbellies of the Leaf Village. He's talking to someone. So, I hear the QB chakra flared during that last mission. I take it he took care of it? We now see who he was talking to. It's not Sai, like in the original. It's the Oni masked figure who was watching over Team Kakashi during their entire mission. The figure is kneeling in front of Danzo. The Oni masked figure then says, "It wasn't me. The copy ninja got there faster than I could." "Were you spotted?" "I wasn't found out. Even though one of them had a Byakugan, I am positive no one saw me." "I see. I made the right choice picking you after all. Your skill set is perfect for the mission I gave you. And your mind seems to be in the right place as well. Tell me more about the Akatsuki." "One of them was Sasori of the Red Sand. He was killed by Lady Chio of the Sand Village and Sakura Haruno. Although I didn't see that fight in detail. The other one is called Deidara from the Stone Village. He used explosive long-ranged techniques. The Leaf team thinks he destroyed himself during his last attack, but I saw him escaping." "What about the boy?" "Naruto Uzumaki has remarkable potential, but I can see that the ceiling containing the Nine Tails is unraveling. It will soon become a grave issue just like you predicted, Lord Danzo." "Yes, once it ruptures completely, the Nine Tails will take over and kill the boy, and then destroy the entire village." "I will stop it, my lord." "Do not act in haste. For now, keep on watching Naruto Uzumaki and report back to me." "As you wish, my lord." Kurotsuchi is standing on top of a high balcony overlooking her village. She is drinking some hot tea and seems to be thoroughly enjoying it. Akatsuchi arrives greeting Kurotsuchi. He says, "So, did you know that the Kazekage was captured by the Akatsuki?" Kurotsuchi gets alarmed. "Really? Apparently he's okay now, but he was very badly hurt. The Sand Village released a statement thanking the Leaf Village for rescuing him. That guy you met before, he was specially thanked by the Kazekage himself in the statement." Kurotsuchi says, excited, "Naruto? That's his name, yeah. Apparently he played a big role in the rescue." Kurotsuchi smiles. "That brings me back." We cut to a flashback of around 2 years ago. Kurotsuchi is jumping around a forest, looking for tracks. She thinks, "I really wish we didn't have to split up to look for those guys. I'm not even a sensory type, I doubt I'll find them anyway. Besides, apparently this forest is huge." We cut to Naruto and Jiraiya training on the side of a river, surrounded by a forest. Naruto is 1 year older than he was in part 1, but much younger than his Shippuden version. Naruto weaves hand signs, points his hands towards the river and says, "Wind style! Gale palm!" The air pops right at the palm of his hands, hitting Naruto, who flies away and lands on the ground. He says, "I'm awful at this, pervy sage." Jiraiya laughs and says, "Well, don't worry, you'll get the hang of it. Transforming your regular chakra into elemental chakra is the hardest part, and you're not used to it, so you're not transforming it fully. That's why it's blowing up in front of you." Naruto tries again, and the same thing happens. He gets frustrated. Jiraiya says, "Don't worry, Naruto, this is a lot of trial and error. It's something new for you, so you shouldn't expect to get the hang of it instantly." But Sasuke learned fire style when he was like 8, And he also knows lightning style too. You're not Sasuke. Some people are able to transform their chakra into their nature transformation easier than others, but it doesn't mean you won't be able to do it. You're already doing it a little, you know, you just have to keep on developing it. Jiraiya senses something. He thinks, someone has breached my dome barrier. I better stay put. We cut to Kurotsuchi. She is still looking for tracks jumping around the trees when she starts to hear a muffled explosion sound. That gets her attention and she moves towards that direction. As she gets closer to the sound, she moves very quietly, making sure no one will notice her if someone is there. As she spots the source of the sound, she sees the cause of it. Naruto trying and failing to perform his Gale Palm. The air style is still blowing up on his face and knocking him back. She looks at that and thinks, wait, is that Naruto? What is he doing here alone in the middle of the forest? Kurotsuchi doesn't realize, but her shadow begins to move. Jiraiya quickly erupts out of her shadow behind Kurotsuchi and puts a kunai on her neck, saying, and who might you be, young miss? Kurotsuchi freezes, thinking, I didn't notice him at all. What the hell is going on? She then says, I am Kurotsuchi, a shinobi of the Stone Village, on an official mission here. Jiraiya forms a chakra seal on his free hand and touches Kurotsuchi's back. She yelps, and Jiraiya says, transformation jutsu release! Nothing happens. Jiraiya then says, at least you're not disguised, as far as I can tell. Naruto overhears that commotion and says, Perfect Sage, where are you? What are you doing? Jiraiya takes his kunai off Kurotsuchi's neck. Jiraiya and Kurotsuchi emerge from the forest, and as Naruto sees Kurotsuchi, he's very surprised. At first he's taken aback, but then he smiles a warm grin. Kurotsuchi, it's been a while. I never thought you'd be here. Kurotsuchi, still spooked by Jiraiya, says, Hey Naruto. Jiraiya says, you know her, Naruto? Yeah, we go way back, Pervy Sage. I told you not to use that nickname in front of other people, Naruto. Jiraiya says, embarrassed. Kurotsuchi's a little weirded out by that exchange, but she says, you haven't seen a group of bandits in this forest by any chance, have you? Naruto and Jiraiya say that they haven't. Jiraiya then says, what do they look like? The report says there are about 15 of them. Not ninjas, but they may know ninjutsu. My team was sent here to track them down, but was split up to cover a larger area. I was sent to cover this entire forest. Naruto is interested. Why did they steal? Well, just a lot of money from a noble in the land of Earth. Pervy Sage, let's help her, let's go! Don't call me that, Naruto. Also, we shouldn't get involved with the affairs of other villages. But Kurotsuchi is my friend. Besides, she's the granddaughter of the Tsuchikage, so I'm sure any help from us wouldn't be much of a problem, right? Jiraiya thinks, oh, Onoki's granddaughter? I heard through some of my connections she's pretty powerful. If I think about it, letting Naruto get some hands-on experience with some bandits wouldn't be a bad idea. They didn't show up my barrier, so they are either not in the forest or they're not very powerful, so that my barrier doesn't even detect them. Besides, if I leave Naruto with a girl for a while, I can go back to the city and blow up some steam. It's been a while. He then says, alright Naruto, go with her and search for those ruffians. This is your mission for today. I'll go back to the city to do some investigating. Naruto says, yeah, right, investigating. Nevertheless, Naruto is excited about having an actual mission after a good while. Jiraiya says, Naruto, you're only allowed to search for them within this forest. Do not leave it. If you don't find them, just come back to this place and wait for me. Naruto's a little disappointed, but he nods. Jiraiya jumps away, vanishing in the forest. He thinks, my dome barrier covers this entire forest. It only senses powerful chakras, and it doesn't give me the exact location. Still, I'll sense right away if someone dangerous enters this forest. This little mission should be good for him. Naruto smiles at Kurotsuchi. Alright, what do we do now? She smiles back and says, we look for them. They begin jumping around the trees looking for signs of tracks or anything that could lead to their location. Naruto uses his shadow clones to cover a larger area of the forest. Kurotsuchi says, if we find them, your shadow clones will be very useful to fight a large crowd. I don't want to kill them, alright? So just restrain them if possible. Alright, Captain. Kurotsuchi is intrigued. Captain? Didn't you become captain last time? I did, but I got promoted into Jonin, so they put me in an elite squad, which I am no longer captain of. Naruto's jaw drops. Jonin? Well, now I feel bad, I'm just a Ganon. Kurotsuchi laughs aloud. You're no Ganon. You should definitely be a Chunin by now at least. Naruto smiles and says, yeah. When I come back to the village, I'll definitely become one. And then I'll become the Hokage. Before you become the Tsuchikage. Believe it. Well, I'm already at Jonin, so I definitely got a head start on our little bet. Both of them laugh. Kurotsuchi catches herself. We shouldn't be joking around in the middle of a mission. True. Sorry, Captain. Kurotsuchi smiles again. You really are funny, you know. Far away from where they're jumping, we see a plant-like being coming out of the ground. Zetsu observes both Naruto and Kurotsuchi jumping around the forest. Black Zetsu says, "That Jiraiya is more stupid than I thought to think that the barrier will ever detect us." White Zetsu says, "The Kyuubi is unprotected now. This is a great chance, isn't it?" Black Zetsu says, "Yes, we have to send word to the closest member to come and capture the boy." "Why don't we just do it ourselves?" "You've seen that girl fighting before. She's not weak. Besides, if the Kyuubi comes out of the boy, we'll be destroyed. We need someone else." Hours pass, and Naruto and Kurotsuchi don't find anything. It's already dark now. Kurotsuchi decides to take a rest in a clearing. She then sets wire traps to make sure no one will be able to come close to them while they're resting. Kurotsuchi then says, "So, Naruto, why are you training in this remote forest with that weird old guy?" "I have to get stronger." Well, that's a generic answer if I've ever heard one. Naruto's expression grows dark. Sasuke deserted the Leaf Village. He's under Orochimaru now. I have to get stronger to bring him back. Kurotsuchi is surprised. "I'm sorry to hear that, Naruto. I heard Orochimaru attacked your village and killed your Hokage, but to think Sasuke would work under him? That man is one of the Legendary Three. He's extremely powerful, isn't he? Those Legendary Three are more of a joke than anything else. All Pervy Sage does is sneak into bad houses to peep on naked women." Kurotsuchi opens her eyes wide. "Wait, that old man that was training you is Jiraiya, the Toad Sage? Pervy Sage suits him better." "Well, that's amazing. You're training under a great shinobi. No doubt because of who your father was." "Yeah, you could say that. If he hadn't sealed the Nine Tails in me, I wouldn't be needing Pervy Sage's constant protection." Kurotsuchi is completely taken aback. "Naruto, are you a Jinchuriki?" Naruto looks at Kurotsuchi defiant. "Yeah, are we no longer friends because of that?" Kurotsuchi gives Naruto a friendly punch to his shoulder. "Idiot! Of course we are. I was just surprised. I once had a friend that was a Jinchuriki as well. My granddad never liked that we were friends." "Wow, really? People usually don't like me because I'm a Jinchuriki. I know you're a cool one, Kurotsuchi." She smiles at Naruto, but with a hint of sadness on her expression. "I suppose. Is there anything wrong?" "My friend, the Jinchuriki, he vanished about a year ago while he was on a mission. He was very strong, but his entire squad was wiped out, and his body was the only one we never found." Naruto's eyes open wide. "The Akatsuki! It has to be them. They're an evil organization hunting us down for the tail beast or something." "What?" "Yeah, and they have really powerful rogue ninjas too. They probably took your friend. What was his name?" "Roshi. He was the Jinchuriki of the Four Tails. He taught me magma style." "I'm sorry." Kurotsuchi looks extremely worried. "Will you be okay, Naruto? I mean, if they got Roshi..." "Don't you worry. I won't die until I become the Hokage. Believe it." Kurotsuchi smiles and says, "You saved my life once, Naruto. I'll make sure that my magma style protects you as long as we're together. It's the least I can do." Naruto has a flash of realization. "Hey, Kurotsuchi, you're really good at elemental ninjutsu, aren't you?" Kurotsuchi seems a little embarrassed, but says, "I suppose I am." "How do you do it?" "I'm trying to learn wind style, but I can't really get my chakra to convert into the nature transformation." "Well, I don't know wind style, but the technique I used to turn my chakra into fire and earth styles was the same." "Tell me, what is it?" "I just think about the taste of hot tea and how good I feel when I drink it." Naruto is disappointed. "That's it?" "Yeah, it really calms me down so I can concentrate on molding my chakra into the nature transformation. You should try it." "But I don't really like hot tea." "Well then, think of something else you like to eat." "Alright, I guess I'll give it a try." At this point, a Naruto shadow clone arrives at the clearing saying, "I found them." Kurotsuchi smiles and says, "Good job, let's go get them." Naruto's clone guides them until they reach a makeshift camp filled with bandits, with one large chest guarded by 5 of them in the center of the camp. Naruto and Kurotsuchi spot spot and avoid a couple of booby traps as they get closer to the camp. Kurotsuchi says, counting the bandits, I see 29 of them, many more than the report said. Maybe this is their base of operations. Naruto says, we can take them. If we wait for them to fall asleep, we'll catch them off guard. This is a reference to the password Team 7 used in the Forest of Death, and it shows that Naruto learned some stuff from Sasuke as well. Kurotsuchi smiles and says, you definitely think like a shinobi, and I don't really have anything against this plan, but I just think it's kinda boring. What do you mean? I mean that it would be too easy, and these guys already look pretty weak. I say we attack them head on right now. I like that plan, Captain. And what about we make it a bet? Each bandit we capture is worth a point, and whoever gets to the chest first gets 30 points. After we take care of them all, the one who gets more points wins. I like the sound of that. What should we wager though? Naruto thinks and has a brilliant idea. The loser has to buy ramen for the winner. Kurotsuchi is confused by that wager but says, ramen, huh? I guess I can live with that. Alright, you'll attack from the south. I'll attack from the north. What's the starting signal? Well, you'll open with your shadow clones, right? So whenever I hear them forming, I'll just begin my assault as well. Sounds good. We cut to the camp. It's dark. The only sources of light are the fireplaces and torches in the bandit camp and the full moon in the sky. Some bandits are talking to each other about their newest score. That old lady didn't see it coming. 10 million ryo in that chest. I think I can retire. 40 shadow clones erupt out of the trees surrounding the camp. One bandit says, on your feet, idiots! We're being attacked! The entire force of bandits grab their katanas, chains, and other weapons to face Naruto's small army of shadow clones. The bandits and the clones clash. Naruto's ninja skills are far superior to the bandits, and the clones start taking them down one by one, capturing one bandit after the other. The only bandits that are not engaged with Naruto are the 5 guarding the chest. We cut to the original Naruto. He is not fighting the bandits, but running towards the chest, thinking, where the hell is Kurotsuchi? The 5 bandits that were guarding the chest see Naruto come in their direction and shout, he's after the money! Stop him! They then dash towards the original Naruto, leaving the chest unprotected. Once the guards get midway through their dash, Naruto sees Kurotsuchi coming out of the tree line, running straight towards the chest. Naruto thinks, well, hold on. If she gets the chest, it doesn't matter if I capture every single bandit. She'll get 30 points and I'll get 29. Damn it! She tricked me! Kurotsuchi is looking at Naruto, smiling sheepishly, running towards the chest. Naruto looks at the 5 bandits that are almost about to get to him in a disorganized clutter and says, sorry, but I don't have time to waste on you. Naruto produces a shadow clone and starts forming a Rasengan. He then clashes with the 5 incoming guards, dodging their initial blows and swiping his Rasengan, hitting all 5 of them in one fluid motion. The 5 bandits are launched dozens of feet in the opposite direction, completely knocked out. Naruto thinks, I managed to hit them all with a glancing blow. They shouldn't be dead. He looks at Kurotsuchi, who's standing still now, looking at Naruto with an impressed, even proud look on her face. Naruto smiles back but doesn't waste time. He darts towards the chest. Kurotsuchi was distracted by Naruto's Rasengan display, so she just stands there. She then begins waving hand signs as Naruto gets closer and closer to the chest. One more step and he wins the bet. One more inch, Earth style, mobile core. The ground itself shifts and moves the chest towards Kurotsuchi's direction, leaving Naruto's reach. The earth itself brings the chest to Kurotsuchi, who touches it, looks at Naruto and says, it seems like I win. Ah, you rigged the game! Yep. I made those rules so that I could take advantage of your initial attack and get to the chest unopposed. Naruto looks embarrassed. I didn't notice that the number of bandits captured was useless for the final result. Naruto's clones finished pinning down the last bandits in the camp. Well, I set the rules and you accepted them. Your eagerness was your folly, Naruto. You owe me a round of ramen now. Naruto smiles. Yeah, hopefully I'll make some money when I come back to the village. Kurotsuchi seems happy. You definitely will. I mean, you just took down 29 opponents by yourself. You'll definitely succeed on your missions. Naruto looks at the captured bandits. Yeah, but those guys were kind of pushovers, you know? How did they even steal that money anyway? Kurotsuchi opens the chest, checking for its content. She says, yep, that's definitely the money. Well, those guys were scammers. They didn't actually fight over the money. They just tricked that noble. Well, the mission mission is settled, and it is a success. I'll have a talk with my granddad to see if he can compensate you as well. After all, I wouldn't have caught them if it wasn't for you. Wow, that would be good. Yeah, and that jutsu you used, it was really impressive. It's called Rasengan. My dad created it. Naruto catches himself. A loser created it. Kurotsuchi laughs. She starts creating stone manacles with her earth style to bind all criminals. If you could put a clone to watch over each prisoner, that would be most helpful, Naruto. Got it, Captain. Each bandit is manacled and watched over by one Naruto shadow clone. The prisoners are all rounded up in the center of the clearing where the camp is located, where they can all be watched by Naruto's clones. The original asks Kurotsuchi, "So what now?" Kurotsuchi grabs the scroll, opens it, bites her finger, drawing blood, and then swipes it over the scroll, weaving hand signs and saying, "Summoning Jutsu." A cute red messenger bird appears. Kurotsuchi begins writing on another scroll. She says, "I'll send word to my companions. They'll come here so our squad can more effectively escort the bandits and the money back to the land of Earth. We'll just have to wait for now." She attaches her message to the bird and sends it on its way. Naruto says, "Sounds good. So, what about another game? This time I won't let you trick." Kurotsuchi tackles Naruto, hugging him and dropping him down to the ground with force. Naruto doesn't understand what's happening at all, but then he sees it. A water missile passing just above him, nicking Kurotsuchi's back, who's over Naruto hugging him. The water missile draws blood from her back and shoots by them, impacting right where the prisoners and the shadow clones were clustered. The water missile explodes, instantly killing every single prisoner and dispelling every single shadow clone. The water missile erupts into crimson rain, covering the entire bandit camp. The bodies of the bandits completely mangled. Kurotsuchi and Naruto both look at each other on the ground, their faces almost touching, both horrified at this instant flash of carnage. Another water missile is shot towards their direction. Kurotsuchi sees the position where it was shot from. Naruto sees it as well, coming towards their direction. They are both on the ground, unable to move. Naruto opens his eyes wide in fear. Kurotsuchi weaves hand signs and touches the ground. Earth style, mobile core! The ground around her and Naruto sinks down into the earth, and they avoid the missile that passes just by the opening above them. They hear the impact of the explosion again as it hits the same place. Naruto and Kurotsuchi stand up. She says, "We have to get out of here. I don't think we can escape this, Kurotsuchi." "What is this?" She propels Naruto and herself back towards the surface. When they emerge, they see a massive blue figure holding a gargantuan sword wrapped in bandages. Naruto says, "The Akatsuki." Kisame stares both of them down with a smile. "I heard the QB had insane healing capabilities. I just wanted to put them to the test." Kurotsuchi says, "You'll die here, and now." "I have no quarrel with you. Step aside and I'll grab the Jinchuriki and go." "No chance in hell." "Very well then. Itachi, please don't be mad at me for capturing your tailed beast. So unfortunate that you couldn't be here." "Naruto, get ready." Naruto creates a shadow clone and starts forming a Rasengan. Kurotsuchi uses her earth style to surround her fist with stone. Kisame weaves hand signs, spitting water and forming two water clones. The original says, "Here we go." The two clones rush towards Kurotsuchi and Naruto, who both dash forward as well. Rasengan! Stone strike! Naruto destroys one clone with his Rasengan and Kurotsuchi destroys the other with her fist. They explode into countless drops of water. The original Kisame weaves hand signs. Water style, mini killer sharks! The drops of water still in the air surrounding Naruto and Kurotsuchi transform into mini water sharks that attack them both, cutting them and drawing blood. As they begin to swarm Naruto and Kurotsuchi, Kurotsuchi grabs Naruto by the arm and throws him out of the reach of the sharks. Naruto lands and he sees thousands of miniature sharks swarming Kurotsuchi. He screams, "Kurotsuchi!" As the mini sharks hit her, they stop, drawing blood. Kurotsuchi's skin hardened, turning into stone. The mini sharks are unable to do anything against it. She looks at Naruto and says with a smile, "Don't worry, Naruto. I've got a thick skin. She then thinks, I have to win this quickly. My stone skin consumes a lot of chakra. Kisame weaves hand signs and launches a water shark missile towards Kurotsuchi. She forms hand seals as well, forming a stone wall. The water missile destroys the wall that is able to absorb some of the impact, but the explosion still hits Kurotsuchi. Her stone skin saves her from any serious damage though. I see you have means of protecting yourself. Well, I have to take the Jinchuriki alive, but no one cares if you die. Kisame darts towards Kurotsuchi, Samehada in hands, ready to swing. Kurotsuchi weaves hand signs as Kisame is about to reach her. She touches the ground saying, Earth style, mobile core. The ground propels Kurotsuchi upwards, directly above Kisame as he slashes his Samehada, destroying the column Kurotsuchi formed to jump upwards. She forms hand signs again, now midair. Earth style, pelting darts! The debris of the stone column Kisame destroyed turns into projectiles that bolt towards Kisame in point-blank range. The Akatsuki member uses his Samehada very quickly to block them all, but Kurotsuchi lands with elegance behind Kisame about 30 feet away from him, forming another hand seal. Magma style, scorching ray! A string of lava erupts from her mouth with insane speed, hitting Kisame on the back of the head. Kisame doesn't flinch. Kurotsuchi weaves more hand signs, frustrated with the lack of damage. Magma style, hellish tsunami! A massive wave of lava ejects from Kurotsuchi's mouth now. Kisame turns around, weaving hand signs about to be engulfed by the wave of molten rock. Enough water to flood the entire forest explodes from Kisame, hitting the wave of magma, stopping it and creating a lot of steam that blocks the view for a second. Naruto, who was putting a kunai in his ninja bag, jumps upwards so he doesn't get hit by the massive wave of water that now covers the entire forest, hitting the trees and destroying many of them as well. Only the tallest stick out of the water line at this point, and the rest are completely submerged. Kurotsuchi jumps towards Naruto's direction. They're both standing on the water now. Kisame is nowhere to be seen. Kurotsuchi says, Naruto, stay close to me. Naruto looks at her and says, I will. He thinks, that exchange was so quick I could barely see. I never thought Kurotsuchi was so strong, though I hope the fish guy didn't see what I did. Kurotsuchi, with her skin still layered in stone, thinks, no one has ever survived a direct hit from my scorching ray, and this guy barely even moved or flinched. The lava tsunami is my strongest attack, and it did nothing as well. If things continue like that... Naruto says, Kurotsuchi, I'll help. He creates almost 100 shadow clones. Naruto, do not engage with your original body, understand? Yeah, don't worry. Pervy Sage taught me how to face these guys if I ever fought them alone. Use my shadow clones to distract and then escape. As Naruto says that, he drops a kunai in the water below him. Kurotsuchi says, exactly. We need to find an opening and get out of here. Dozens of large water sharks erupt from the water's surface. Most clones are immediately destroyed. Kurotsuchi weaves hand signs. Magma style, scorching rock stream! She spits dozens of magma balls that impact the sharks, which explode as they are turned into steam by the magma. Kurotsuchi pushes Naruto out of the way with force as Kisame comes out of the water right beneath them, striking Kurotsuchi with his Samehada. Kurotsuchi's stone skin cracks as she is sent flying by the force of the impact, kicking on the water due to the power of the blow. When she stops bouncing, she thinks, that attack, it drained a lot of my chakra. What is this? She looks at Kisame. He is standing between Kurotsuchi and Naruto. Kisame reaches for the back of his head. He breaks off the rock that formed on his nape after Kurotsuchi's scorching ray hit him. I gotta say, you're pretty good, Missy. That magma style reminds me a whole lot of the first Jinchuriki I captured. He even was from your village. Kurotsuchi's expression turns into deep anger. You killed Roshi? You killed my master? I didn't kill him. Technically, the extraction did. Naruto begins forming a Rasengan. Kisame weaves hand signs. Too slow again, boy! A water clone surges out of the water behind Naruto and his clone that was helping him form the Rasengan. Kisame's clone kicks Naruto's clone, dispelling it immediately, and forms a water prison around the original, rendering him unable to move or breathe, and the Rasengan fizzles. Kurotsuchi says, let him go. No, I'm afraid he'll suffer the same fate as your master over my dead body. Exactly. 100 Kisame water clones erupt from the water. They all rush towards Kurotsuchi. It doesn't matter how many will come, I'll destroy them all. That won't be necessary. All of his clones that were dashing towards Kurotsuchi explode at once, creating a massive blast that raises a huge column of water. Kurotsuchi is sent flying hundreds of feet into the air, her stone skin disintegrated. Kurotsuchi's wounds are bad. Her entire body is bleeding as she flies through the air, leaving a trail of blood behind her. Her consciousness starting to waver. She thinks, I had to focus all of my remaining chakra into the stone skin to survive. I can't even move anymore. Tears begin forming in her eyes. I'm sorry, Naruto. I couldn't save you. I couldn't repay the favor. I just wish we could have that ramen now. She begins falling down. Naruto watches in shock from within the water prison. Smiling, the original Kisame positions himself where Kurotsuchi will land, preparing a finishing blow with Samehada. We see bubbles coming from the surface of the water 30 feet away from where Kisame is posted. Naruto has a memory flash of Kurotsuchi telling him, the technique I used to learn how to turn my chakra into fire style and earth style was that I just thought about the taste of a good hot tea and how good I felt when I drank it. Think of something you like to eat. We see Naruto's thoughts. He's eating ramen in Ichiraku. Kurotsuchi is almost at Samehada's range. Kisame initiates his lashing motion. Naruto emerges from the water, hand seals formed at the same position those bubbles were hitting the surface. Wind style! Gale palm! Naruto ejects a gust of air from the palm of his hands that hits Kurotsuchi as she's about to be struck down by Samehada. Kisame swings his sword, hitting nothing as Kurotsuchi is propelled into the opposite direction from where Naruto is. Before she hits the water, another Naruto emerges and catches Kurotsuchi. She looks at Naruto with a thankful expression, too weak to say anything. The Naruto who was stuck in the water prison turns into smoke. Kisame thinks, so there was a shadow clone all along? How didn't I see him hiding in the water? Kisame has a memory flash. He remembers a kunai being dropped in the water while he was still in there. Kisame says, so you used the transformation jutsu to make yourself look like a kunai and hide until myself and my clones that I made underwater emerged. I should have suspected something was up with that kunai. When did you use the transformation? When your water clashed with a magma wave, creating all that steam. You didn't see me doing it at all, you totally fell for it. Kisame's clone who was holding the water prison blitzes the Naruto who used Gale Palm, punching him, and he turns into smoke. Kisame looks at the Naruto holding Kurotsuchi. Oh no, I didn't fall for it at all. I would have fallen if you used that opportunity to run away, but you came back to save that stupid girl, saving me the trouble of hunting you down. And now I'll capture you and she will die anyway. You were brave, but dumb. Naruto thinks, even the QB chakra is useless against this guy. He can just eat it with that creepy sword. Kisame dashes towards Naruto, blitzing him. Naruto can't even attempt a reaction. Kisame swipes his sword, aiming for Kurotsuchi. Rasengan! Jiraiya nails Kisame on the side with a powerful Rasengan that sends ripples all over the surface of the water. Kisame is sent flying away, landing on the water with an explosion that ejects a massive amount of water from the lake that now floods the entire forest. Fear not! The Toad Sage of Mount Myoboku has arrived. Jiraiya, the gallant! Naruto says, clutching an almost unconscious Kurotsuchi in his arms. Perfect Sage! We have to get out of here! Kurotsuchi's very hurt! Jiraiya says, I am aware. You stay with her. I'll finish that guy off. Naruto nods. At this point, Kisame erupts from the water. He is smiling. The wound on his side made by the Rasengan being completely regenerated by the chakra he took from Kurotsuchi and had stored in Samehada. Kisame says, so this is the legendary Rasengan, huh? It was pretty pathetic. I don't know why I was worried about fighting you in the past. Jiraiya thinks, my Rasengan, he completely walked it off. I thought he would be half dead by this point. Damn it, I underestimated him. Kisame weaves hand signs. Water style. Water pillars! 10 massive water pillars erupt out of the water surface, targeting Jiraiya, Naruto, and Kurotsuchi. As Kisame cast the jutsu, Jiraiya was already performing a counter. Earth style! Mud dragon! Jiraiya spits a dragon made out of mud, a massive dragon that circles around himself, Naruto, and Kurotsuchi, using its long body to block the incoming water pillars who impact the mud dragon and explode. Kisame now rushes towards Jiraiya, creating dozens of water clones to swarm him. Jiraiya claps his hand saying, "Ninja art! Wild lion mane!" His hair turns into a dozen long lion-like creatures that intercept the water clones, destroying them. The original Kisame dodges the incoming attack and forms a hand seal. Water severing wave! He shoots a thin jet of water with extreme pressure, cutting through Jiraiya's hair that was rushing at Kisame. All those 12 strands of lion-like hair are cut off. Kisame now aims the jet towards Naruto. Jiraiya weaves hand signs and touches his hand on the water, saying, "Summoning Jutsu!" He summons Gamakitsu, a 10 feet tall toad that wields a heavy shield which parries the slicing string of water. That toad is the one who trained with Naruto when he began training with Jiraiya. As he blocks the water attack, he looks at Naruto and says, "Don't worry, I got you, Naruto." Jiraiya weaves another hand seal. Ninja art! Hair needle! Shooting white needles out of his hair towards Kisame, who blocks them using Samehada. Jiraiya uses that window of opportunity to rush towards Kisame now, forming a Rasengan. As he and Kisame are about to clash, a large tongue erupts from the water beneath Kisame and wraps around his right arm, which was holding Samehada, not letting him move it to block the incoming Rasengan or attack Jiraiya. Kisame thinks, "So that toad who blocked my attack wasn't the only one he summoned. He also summoned one underwater, huh?" As Jiraiya is about to land his Rasengan at Kisame, he says, "How about I aim for your head now and see how it feels?" As Jiraiya motions to strike Kisame's head with the Rasengan, the Samehada moves on its own, extending and bending its own handle so that it can move and intercept Jiraiya, blocking the Rasengan without Kisame having to move his arm. The sphere of chakra impacts the sword and it is drained by it. Kisame smiles. "You really thought you had me. I think you Sanins are getting old." Samehada grows in size, ripping its bandages and revealing its blue scaly form. And still moving on its own, it shreds the tongue holding Kisame's arm, which frees Kisame and makes the toad disappear into smoke. Kisame and Jiraiya engage in a fierce taijutsu exchange. Kisame wielding Samehada expertly, pushing Jiraiya back, as Jiraiya feels his chakra being drained out of his body. Kisame's muscles begin to inflate due to the influx of chakra he receives from Samehada as he absorbs Jiraiya's. "You have a lot of chakra, don't you? I love opponents like you." Jiraiya thinks, "Damn it, he's draining my chakra just by being close to me. That sword, I have to take care of it." Jiraiya weaves hand signs. "Ninja art! Great hair prison!" Jiraiya's hair extends, grappling Kisame from all directions. Kisame says, "The more you touch me, the more chakra I drain." Jiraiya starts feeling his chakra getting siphoned. Samehada and Kisame's muscles growing even larger. Kisame completely overpowers Jiraiya's hair, shredding it and blitzing Jiraiya with a massive Samehada blow. Jiraiya bleeds and is sent flying off. Naruto screams, "Parvi Sage!" Jiraiya impacts the water, spitting blood. Kisame dashes towards Naruto. Gamakitsu stands in front of Naruto, shield up in a defensive stance. Kisame knocks the shield aside with his bare hand and strikes the toad with Samehada, tearing it apart, splashing gallons upon gallons of blood, killing it instantly. Naruto screams in desperation, "No!" Kisame says, "And now I have you, Nine Tails." Summoning Jutsu! Naruto and Kisame are overshadowed by the massive figure of Gamabunta who covers the moon. Gamabunta swipes his massive hand and grabs Naruto and Kurotsuchi in the nick of time before Kisame strikes them. Kisame jumps away. Jiraiya is standing on top of the massive toad, clutching his wounds. Gamabunta lays Naruto and Kurotsuchi next to Jiraiya as Jiraiya thinks, Gamakitsu, I'm sorry. Damn it, this guy's too strong. I'll have to use that, or everyone here is going to die. I'll have to use that if I want to beat this guy. Jiraiya screams, Gamabunta, I'm summoning those two! Jiraiya makes marks on his face with blood and joins his hands. Buy me some time! Gamabunta says, really? Those two? This guy has to be insanely powerful. Kisame only stares at the massive frog smiling. Gamabunta says, and I hate that smirk of his! He unsheathes his sword and slashes at Kisame. Gamabunta's katana impacts Samehada as Kisame parries the strike with one hand without being knocked a single inch backwards. It's an impressive sight. Kisame, this humanoid, is parrying the sword of a toad 30 times larger than him. Really? Is that what the legendary Sanin have to offer? Good riddance to Orochimaru. We have no use for weaklings in our organization. Kisame weaves hand signs and says, water style. Great shark wave. He spits a massive shark about the size of Gamabunta that impacts the massive frog, exploding with a blast that rivals the one of a Bijudama. Gamabunta flies almost a mile backwards. He's able to grab Naruto, Kurotsuchi, and Jiraiya with his tongue at the last second so they're not thrown in another direction. Kisame gives chase, and he is bleeding all over his body. Jiraiya, grappled by Gamabunta's tongue, says, change of plans! Get us out of here, Gamabunta! The massive toad retracts his tongue with the three shinobis into his mouth. Kisame shoots another great shark shockwave from afar. Gamabunta weaves hand signs and says, reverse summoning jutsu! The great toad vanishes into smoke a split second before Kisame's attack impacts, hitting only the smoke and the water. Reverse summoning, huh? Zetsu comes out of the water. Black Zetsu says, so it would seem. He's out of our reach now. White Zetsu says, that's unfortunate. Now that Jiraiya will be much more on guard. At least we know you can defeat him, Kisame. Black Zetsu says, I wouldn't be so sure. He was preparing some sort of jutsu before Kisame landed that last attack. You mustn't be reckless when facing him. Kisame says, well, at least this way Itachi won't be mad at me. We cut to Naruto and Jiraiya inside of Gamabunta's mouth. Naruto looks at Kurotsuchi saying, hang in there, Kurotsuchi, we'll get help. Kurotsuchi smiles and says with a weak voice, I'll be fine, Naruto. Don't worry about me. Jiraiya says, yeah, we'll be fine, Naruto, she's right. Gamabunta took us to Mount Myoboku. The toads will come and tend to our wounds soon enough. A couple of minutes pass and small toads carrying healing oils arrive and begin treating Jiraiya and Kurotsuchi's wounds. Naruto is relatively unharmed. The healing oils don't regenerate the wounds like healing ninjutsu, but they help. Jiraiya says to the frog healing him, tell Lord Fukasaku that Gamakitsu fell in combat. The frog nods. Also, if you have any messengers near the stone village, I would like him to summon us there. We have to get the girl back to her village. The frog nods again. I'm afraid we won't be able to stay for Gamakitsu's funeral. Naruto says, so this place is where the frogs live? Yeah. Oh, cool. Naruto motions to leave Gamabunta's mouth. Jiraiya says, Naruto, you can't leave his mouth now. But why? It stinks in here. No outsiders are allowed to visit Mount Myoboku. That wouldn't be a problem for the two of us because we have summoning contracts with the toads, but the girl has to stay here in the mouth. The toads are very secretive about their location. That's annoying. Kurotsuchi has to breathe some fresh air. Kurotsuchi winces in pain, but is feeling relatively better after the healing oils. It's alright, Naruto. Don't worry about me. A messenger frog comes into Gamabunta's mouth and whispers something to Jiraiya. The sage then says, well, we'll be summoned into the land of Earth in a couple of minutes. It seems one of the messenger frogs was very close by the stone village. Kurotsuchi says, if my granddad found out about that you have agents near our village, he would be very angry. Jiraiya smiles and says, well, hopefully you can keep that one quiet, huh? Yeah, I trust you. Jiraiya says, Naruto, hold Kurotsuchi's hand. She needs to be touching someone with a summoning contract to get summoned as well. Naruto says, alright, grabbing Kurotsuchi's hand. She blushes ever so slightly at that. The three then disappear after a while, reappearing now outside of Gamabunta's mouth in a very rocky landscape. Kurotsuchi says, oh, the stone village is a couple of miles to the north. She tries to get up, but she can't. Naruto says, don't worry, Kurotsuchi. You won't have to walk that distance. He creates shadow clones and they motion to carry Kurotsuchi. After what you did for me, this is the least I can do. Kurotsuchi blushes ever so slightly one more time. They begin making their way towards the stone village, and as they're walking, Jiraiya says, Naruto, I'll be the one doing the talking, alright? You stay quiet. What do you mean? Why do I have to stay quiet? This is not an ordinary situation. The stone and the leaf have never been on good terms. But I thought that after the country of crystals, things would be okay. Idiot. Just because we didn't go to war against each other doesn't mean we're friends. Jiraiya's expression darkens, and he says, besides, most of the kids your age or a little bit older in the stone village are orphans. Naruto is surprised and says, oh, really? But what does that have to do with us? Jiraiya says, because of your dad. Naruto's expression grows dark as well. He remembers Kakashi telling him about the tale of Minato the Yellow Flash, who once took down 1,000 ninjas from the stone village at the same time. He realizes the ramifications of that. Those ninjas were people with families as well. Kurotsuchi says with a very stern expression, you probably shouldn't mention anything about the 4th Hokage there, Naruto. People would resent you, if not worse. Naruto says, I understand. I'll let you do the talking, pervy sage. We cut to the stone village. A ninja on top of the village's wall is watching over the landscape that is illuminated by the moonlight with a spying glass. He then spots Jiraiya, Naruto, and Kurotsuchi. He sees Naruto's leaf headband and hastily jumps to a conclusion, shouting, the leaf village has captured Kurotsuchi! Call the Tsuchikage immediately! Naruto, Kurotsuchi, and Jiraiya finally arrive at the stone village gate. They see dozens of ninjas lined up on the wall, ready to protect their village. Jiraiya looks at that saying, I didn't expect a warm welcoming, but this is a bit extreme, isn't it? A flying shinobi with a small frame appears from behind the wall and starts to descend towards the three who wait outside. Naruto thinks in shock, staring at the old man. How can he fly? I've never seen something like that! Onoki stands flying far above them, exerting dominance. What is the meaning of this, Jiraiya? Have you come to ransom my granddaughter? Kurotsuchi snaps. Don't be stupid, old man. He rescued me! Onoki sulks. Jiraiya says, we had an encounter with the Akatsuki. Onoki's eyes open wide after he hears the name of the organization. Your granddaughter did a great service to the Leaf Village protecting us. We tended to her wounds to the best of our ability, but we thought that she would have a better shinobi in the village for that. And how exactly did you enter the land of Earth? Kurotsuchi cuts him, saying, just let us in, stupid old man. Can't you see I'm hurt? Jiraiya says, we'll be leaving as soon as we drop off your granddaughter, Lord Tsuchikage. No need for hostilities here. Jiraiya nods to Naruto, and his clones usher Kurotsuchi forward. Stone ninjas jump off the wall, intercepting the clones. They then pick up Kurotsuchi and jump back up the wall. As they land on top of the wall, Kurotsuchi stops them and says, old man, at least let them sleep here tonight. Come on, they saved my life. Onoki sulks even more. Jiraiya says, oh, that's quite alright. Well, awesome! I've always wanted to visit your village, Kurotsuchi! Naruto says that, cutting Jiraiya, whose face drops. Onoki narrows his eyes at Naruto and asks Jiraiya, who's that boy, Jiraiya? Oh, just a servant that travels around with me and runs my errands. Onoki stares at Naruto's face, and Naruto stares back. That pattern on her cheeks, boy. You're the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, aren't you? The son of the Yellow Flash. Naruto freezes. After Kurotsuchi came back from that disgraceful mission in the country of crystals, she didn't describe the shinobi who killed Captain Iwato as the son of the 4th Hokage, just as a blonde genin. But I understand now. He stares daggers at Naruto and then at Kurotsuchi, who is on top of the wall. wall. After hearing what Onoki said, the ninjas posted on the wall begin whispering and then talking. Naruto can hear the anger in their voices. He is the son of that murderer! We should kill him and take revenge now! Jiraiya stands in front of Naruto. As I said, we'll be leaving now. You're all idiots! He saved my life twice! Kurotsuchi yells from the top of the wall. Onoki says, I'll let you live just this once, as a token of gratitude for saving my stupid granddaughter. Leave the land of Earth now. Kurotsuchi gets teary-eyed. Why are you like this? Onoki says, I'll deal with you later. I'm sorry, Naruto. You'll see my village when I become the Tsuchikage. Naruto smiles. Well, not before you see mine, Kurotsuchi. Believe it. She is then carried into the village, disappearing from Naruto's view. Jiraiya says, let's get going, Naruto. Now, they both leave. Naruto and Jiraiya walk quite some distance without saying a word. Jiraiya is still hurt from Kisame's attack. Naruto finally says with a sad expression, why does it have to be like that? So much hatred. His expression turns to anger. I know the fourth Hokage did really bad stuff, but I'm the one he screwed up the most. I could relate to them. Jiraiya says, don't be an idiot, Naruto. Your father is a hero of the Leaf Village. The only thing he did back then was protect Konoha. The Stone Village was the aggressor in the Third Great Ninja War, but of course they won't see it that way in the Stone. You know very well sometimes you have to kill in order to protect. Naruto remembers the day he had to slay a man to save Kurotsuchi. He says, I suppose I do. Jiraiya looks at him with a tender and honest expression. I wish it didn't have to be like that. This unending cycle of hatred. One person dies and their family and friends take revenge upon the one who wronged them, and then the family of the man who was skilled for revenge takes revenge on the family who killed that man for revenge. It never ends. It never stops. Revenge consumed the soul. Naruto has a flash of memory. Sasuke, consumed by the second stage of the curse mark, staring at Naruto, charging at Chidori. He says, yeah, I've seen that. Maybe someday someone will break this cycle. I've always thought it was your father's destiny to do so, but maybe that responsibility passed on to you. Naruto is taken aback. Me? Jiraiya smiles. Yeah, someone has to do it, Naruto. Why not you? We cut to Kurotsuchi. She's laying on a hospital bed, bandages wrapped around her entire body. She's looking up, very contemplative. Onoki enters the room. So, you forgot to mention that the boy who killed Captain Iwato was the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, Kurotsuchi? I didn't know that. You also forgot to mention that he was the son of the Yellow Flash. Kurotsuchi turns her face away. Ha! You knew that, didn't you? And chose not to say it. Captain Iwato was going to kill a lot of innocent people on your orders, and he also tried to kill me. I didn't lie about that. Naruto saved me. So naive. You didn't see the war back then. You didn't see what the father of that boy did to us. You wouldn't be so compassionate if you had. Onoki turns his back. You failed your mission. Expect double duty to make it up for it once you recover. Kurotsuchi's face gets sad. Old man, you should really try to let go of your hate. It doesn't do you any good. Onoki coughs and leaves the room. We cut to Kurotsuchi in the present, still overlooking her village. She finishes her tea, and Akatsuchi says, Kurotsuchi? Yeah? You looked dazed for a while there. Something happened? No, I was just thinking about the past. I remembered some things after you mentioned that Naruto fought the Akatsuki. Kurotsuchi grins. Damn it, he's probably a jonin now or something. He'll catch up to me, I can't let that happen. We cut to Naruto in Tsunade's office. He's pleading with her. Oh, come on, Granny Tsunade, I really deserve it. Absolutely not. But why not? It's simply impossible now. But everyone in my age is at least a chunin. Why can't I get a promotion? We rescued the Kazekage. That's way beyond what a genin can do. Naruto, you had one successful mission in almost 3 years. Just one. If we compare your history with anyone your age, they'll have at least 10 times your amount of missions. If I promote you to chunin right now out of the blue, without you passing the exams, everyone would say I'm playing favorites. But I am your favorite. Tsunade blushes a little and says, that's beside the point. And you have to pass the tuning exams anyway. But I missed the tuning exams. That's not fair! The life of a shinobi is hardly ever fair. Naruto remembers Jiraiya telling him the same thing and says, "You and Pervy Sage really deserve each other." Tsunade blushes. "You're doing this so you don't have to pay me as much. Chunins earn double what Genins do for the same mission. Enough, Naruto. You're better off focusing on your next mission. It's gonna be a tough one." Watch the rest of the Rewriting Naruto series right here, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This video was over an hour long, so if you don't subscribe now, I don't know when you will. Also like this video too to help me out, spread it around the YouTube algorithm, and comment down below what you thought about this long episode of the Naruto rewrites. Thank you so much for watching.